Bitcoin is trading around $62,000, well below its highs, but off its recent lows. So the question a lot of people are asking is simple. Are we near the bottom of this bear market, or is there more downside ahead? Instead of guessing, let's let the data answer. 5 signals, the long-term picture, and the one composite number that ties it all together. And to be clear up front, this is education, not financial advice. Now let's zoom all the way out, past this week, past this cycle, to the power law. This model maps Bitcoin's entire history onto a rising corridor with 3 lines, a fair value line in the middle, a bottom, and a top. That bottom line has marked the floor of every major bear market. So the question that matters is simple. Where does today sit on it? Right now, the model puts fair value around $142,000, and Bitcoin is trading near $62,000. That's about 44% of fair value, pressed right up against the power law bottom, which sits near $59,700. Now hold that next to the last great bottom. In November 2022, after the FTX collapse, Bitcoin bottomed near $15,700, and at that exact low, price was also about 43% of fair value, sitting right on the power law bottom. Read that again, a completely different price, but the identical position on the model. On this map, today rhymes almost perfectly with the depths of 2022. There's even a twist that underlines it. At the end of June, price briefly slipped below the bottom line entirely, enough for the model to flag it invalidated, before reclaiming it within a day. That is about as stretched to the downside as this model ever gets. Now, 2 honest caveats. The power law tells you when Bitcoin is historically cheap, not the day it turns. And a dip below the bottom isn't only deep value, it's also a caution flag, a reminder that no model is sacred. But strip it all back, and the message is hard to ignore. On the longest-term valuation map we have, Bitcoin today is standing almost exactly where it stood at the 2022 bottom. Quick 30-second pause. If this is helping you make sense of the market, do 3 small things. Hit subscribe so you don't miss the next read, drop a like, and share it with someone who's trying to figure this out too. And when you want to step away from the charts, come visit our website at bitcoinsignalprocessing.com. There's more detail on everything we track, plus a few fun games to unwind with. Try Memory Match and go head-to-head with the sharpest players on our live Hall of Fame. See if you can take the top spot. Okay, back to the data. Let's head over to the big picture. The trend. This chart tracks Bitcoin's 50-day moving average against its 200-day. When the shorter average is below the longer one, like it is now, the market is in a structural downtrend. Right now, the 50-day sits near 68,000, the 200-day near 76,000, and price is below both. Our model reads that spread against its own history and labels today a bear trend, also known as descending trend. But here's the part that matters most. Over just the past week, that reading has deteriorated. The gap between the 2 averages widened from about -9% to -10.5%. In plain terms, the downtrend isn't healing. It's slowly getting stronger. However, we tend to have a contrarian approach here, so our model views this as an accumulation zone. In the words of the great Warren Buffett, buy when markets are fearful, sell when markets are greedy. Not financial advice. Here we analyze. Now zoom into the short term. This blue trend line has one job, point down, and it fits tightly, an R-squared of 0.85, so this decline has been orderly, not panicked. Below it, the 14-day RSI sits around 47, dead neutral. In the near term, there's no oversold spring ready to snap back, and no overbought froth to unwind. The short-term read is simple. The downtrend is intact and controlled, and momentum is giving no signal either way. Yet. But if we extend our view about a week ago, we can clearly see it's recovering from deep oversold levels, meaning there is a high likelihood the values keep rising until overbought levels. which is justified by the most recent rise in price from the lower lows of sub $58,000 to approximately $63,000. And on the long-term momentum, the chart lays it out. The orange line is Bitcoin's monthly price. The red line is its monthly RSI. Read off the scale on the right. RSI runs 0 to 100. Above 70 is overheated. Below 30 is deeply oversold. The kind of exhaustion you see near major bottoms. Now, watch that red line. Every time it spiked toward the top, price was running hot, right up to the recent highs. And every time it sank to its lows, that lined up with the washed-out bottoms of past bear cycles. Today, it's sitting around 43, and you can see it rolling over, sliding down off those overbought peaks. That tells us two things. First, momentum is fading. We've dropped below the neutral 50 line. But second, and this is the important part, look how close the red line is from its deepest lows on the left. Although the read is still in neutral territories, we can see that based on our model, this is roughly where monthly RSI has been during previous bottoms. So power law and RSI suggest we're roughly around the bottom zone. Do you believe in coincidence, or perhaps this time is different? So the trend is down and momentum is weak. Is anyone stepping in to buy? For that, we look at spot Bitcoin ETF flows, the clearest read on institutional demand. And the picture here is stark. Over the past couple of weeks, these funds have seen sustained, heavy outflows, on the order of $2.7 billion leaving, averaging well over $200 million a day. When institutions are consistently pulling money out rather than putting it in, it removes a major source of support beneath the price. This is one of the more bearish signals on the board right now. Next signal, liquidity. Stablecoins are the dry powder of crypto, the cash sitting on the sidelines, ready to buy. When that supply is growing, there's fuel for a rally. When it's shrinking, buyers are leaving the arena. And right now, stablecoin supply is contracting. Roughly $2 billion drained out in just the past week, and $7.1 billion drained over the past month. Less dry powder means less firepower for any sustained bounce. It reinforces what the ETF data is telling us. Demand and liquidity are both stepping back. Finally, sentiment, the fear and greed index. This one you can read live on the dashboard. In an environment like today's, sentiment typically sits in fear. And while extreme fear can sometimes mark a bottom, on its own it's the weakest of our 5 signals. Crowds can stay fearful for a long time while price grinds lower. So we treat it as context, not a trigger. Before we conclude, let's step off the charts for a moment, because Bitcoin never trades in a vacuum. 2 macro forces are pulling on price right now in opposite directions. On the risk side, geopolitics. Rising tension around Iran and the Strait of Hormuz, the narrow waterway that roughly a fifth of the world's oil passes through, has markets uneasy. Any threat to that flow lifts oil, and higher oil feeds inflation, which makes it harder for the Federal Reserve to cut rates. For a risk asset like Bitcoin, that's a near-term headwind. When fear spikes and oil and the dollar catch a bid, speculative money is usually the first to step back. But on the other side, a real catalyst is building. The Clarity Act, the U.S. bill that would finally define who regulates what in crypto, has cleared the House and is reportedly nearing a Senate vote, with some looking for movement as soon as this month. If it passes, it removes one of the biggest overhangs keeping institutions on the sidelines, simply not knowing the rules. That kind of regulatory clarity is exactly what can turn sentiment. Not because of one headline, but because it changes what large allocators are actually allowed to do. So the backdrop is a tug of war, geopolitical fear pulling down, regulatory clarity potentially pulling up. One more thing affecting the price short term is Strategy's current situation, although we at Bitcoin Signal Processing believe it's a temporary FUD. Markets are viewing it as a potential risk for Bitcoin short term. Some analysts have gone even further to compare Strategy's current situation to FTX collapse in 2022. Once more, we We believe Saylor & Co. are not going to be liquidated, and the company is going to be just fine. Though, not financial advice. So we've walked through the pieces one by one. But our dashboard does one more thing. It blends them. 9 indicators, each scored and weighted by how much it has historically mattered. The power law carries the single biggest weight, 22%, the moving average trend, and the monthly RSI, 18% each. Then MVRV, the macro backdrop, ETF flows, stablecoins, and the rest. Roll them all into one number, and you get what the model calls the general index. Right now, that composite reads minus 0.28, and here's the part worth sitting with. The model labels that a bearish zone, yet, in the same breath, a fairly good entry and buy zone. One line, and it captures the whole tension. On the short-term signals, the tape is clearly bearish. ETF flows extremely bearish. Stablecoins draining, the trend rolling over. But weight the board toward valuation, and it says cheap. The power law still reads undervalued, and MVRV sits neutral. So the net isn't panic, and it isn't all clear. It's a market that's bearish on momentum, but has slipped into the kind of zone the model itself flags as a fairly good place to be accumulating, and one figure underlines it. On the power law, price is trading roughly 2 standard deviations below fair value. Minus 2 sigma is rare air. Historically, that's the neighborhood of major bottoms, not tops. So where does that leave us? Line the 5 up. The trend is a confirmed, deepening bear. Momentum is weak but not yet capitulated. Institutional demand is in sustained outflow. Liquidity is contracting. And sentiment sits in fear. 4 of 5 point the same direction, and the 5th is neutral to bearish. The honest conclusion isn't dramatic. It's disciplined. On-chain, we appear to be in the middle of a bear market, not the end of one. But layer in the wider picture and it sharpens into something more specific. The anatomy of a bottoming setup. Geopolitics is a live short-term risk. A regulatory catalyst, the Clarity Act, may land within weeks. And on our power law model, price is pinned to the bottom band at about 43% of fair value, the identical structural reading that marked the 2022 low, so stretched it briefly broke below the bottom in late June. Deep value and catalyzed, but a setup is not yet a signal, and our model's own composite says it in a single number. The general index reads minus 0.28, a bearish zone that the model itself flags as a fairly good entry point. Not capitulation, not confirmation, but decidedly closer to value than to danger. The signals that historically flip at a bottom, RSI reaching deeply oversold, ETF flows turning positive, stablecoin supply expanding again, and price reclaiming its 50-day average, have not flipped yet. Until they do, the weight of evidence favors patience over conviction. So watch those 4 things. When they start to turn together, that's when the picture changes, and we'll be tracking it here, week by week. If this kind of plain English, data-first breakdown is useful, subscribe so you catch the next one. The full dashboard and weekly newsletter are found at bitcoinsignalprocessing.com. Find link below. Thanks for watching, stay steady, and we'll see you in the next update.